What's going on, guys? It's 2020. I'm so excited. This is the year. I've changed up the format. I've added a host. We're giving you a show every Monday. We're going to teach you how to hustle. And we're starting with the CyberTruck. Tune in, guys. I can't wait.
You must be extremely opinionated. They hate to see you win, they hate to see you make it. Give a fuck about opinion, get into the paper. Make a flip, take a trip, pop shit later. I'ma always choose the money, gotta choose it first. Don't worry about who last, if you can come first. This the motto, this the code that we live by. Never quit, this is shit that I could die by. I thank you for the nigga am today. When I was broke down bad, I found a way. On my soul, on my life, I had to pray. When I needed you, you turned and ran away. On my soul, on my life, I had to pray. When I was broke down bad, I found a way. I thank you for the nigga am today. When I needed you, you turned and ran away.
What's happening out there, everybody? Y'all know what it is. It is Dr. Hustle here with another episode of Extremely Opinionated. This is the podcast for hustlers to hear extreme opinions and viewpoints on what it takes to hustle and flip a profit. But we've changed the structure with our episodes. I will be adding in Devin Mickens now. If you guys don't know who he is, he'll introduce himself a little later. You guys have probably heard him on one of our previous episodes, but he's a wealth of information, and I just felt as if though it's something that we need to come together so we can produce more information to our hustlers out there, valuable information at that. So he's joining the show. We will be changing the structure, so every Monday we will release our new podcast with this structure, as well as I'll have little snippets throughout the week that I'll be adding to our episodes, but our main episode will be every Monday, so make sure that you guys are tuning in, that you have subscribed, so you don't miss those latest episodes. But let's get into the show. This is our first show of 2020. We appreciate all of our hustlers who are listening in.
How's it going, everyone? I'm Devin Mickens, Devin Mickens Photography. I also have a lot of passion. I do technology. I love technology. A lot of my photography business is based off of photography. Technology as well. So my cameras, my computers, you can get at everything. Teslas, I've been in the technology forever, so we have a little bit of everything. All our passions, we're going to combine them into one. We're going to talk about it.
There you go. That's how you have it, guys. And you know, a lot of the information that I learned, well, I want to say that I got involved in and made me look into it, actually came from, you know, him over here mentioning new gadgets, new toys, new ideas. And we've been doing this. I mean, how long have we been?
It's been forever, like 15 years, but we just never thought about talking about it to everyone else. We just kept it between ourselves.
Yeah.
So at this point, it's time to share the wealth knowledge that we just kept contained.
So that's what you guys are going to get out of this episode. Well, out of this podcast going forward, we're going to have other entrepreneurs coming on and talking as well. And don't forget, we do our podcast live from a Tesla. So as you guys can see here, we're riding in the Tesla, and it's on self-autopilot right now. And today's episode, we're actually going to be going into the CyberTruck. Right, you guys heard, Tesla has the new CyberTruck that's coming out. I've ordered the CyberTruck.
I ordered it as well.
You know, he's pre-ordered the CyberTruck. And we're going to talk a little bit on the business structure of what Tesla did by pre-ordering the Cybertruck. They made millions of dollars.
Yep, millions. Off
pre-ordering the Cybertruck, and it costs $100.
Yep.
To pre-order. The truck's not going to be delivered for a year or so.
2021.
2021.
2021 is what they're saying.
And they made millions to get the production up and running before they even had a product. But we're going to get into that episode of the Cybertruck very soon here. But before we get into that, I want to talk to you guys about some of our extreme hustles out here. And as you guys know, I've been running businesses for a little over 10 years now. And one of my favorite tools out there is QuickBooks. QuickBooks enables me to stay organized. It keeps every transaction that I make in one location, and I can categorize it for tax purposes later on throughout the year. You know, I'm able to look at reports and know exactly how much money I'm making, how much money each product costs me. It's just so beautiful for you to have everything in one place, stay organized, and know your numbers. So with QuickBooks, if you guys register, if you go to extremelyopinionated.com, you will find a link to register for QuickBooks where you'll actually get 50% off of the deal, and you're going to get a $50 gift card when you use the link there to register. Also, if you need help once you register, please reach back out to me by sending an email, and I'll help you get your QuickBooks organized. So that is our extreme hustle for the day. The next thing that we're going to get into here is the CyberTruck. Okay, so this is literally a new electric vehicle. It is the pickup truck version of electric vehicles. There's never been a pickup truck out there before, right?
Yeah, so of course the Rivian has a pickup truck that they're trying to drop, and I think it's a Bollinger as well. But they're both more expensive versions of what Tesla is trying to bring to the market. So yeah, I would say there is no electric truck on the market yet, but Rivian says they're trying to be the first one to the market.
I remember the Rivian truck. They got a nice commercial for it, man. Like, well, ad per se.
Yeah, it's a nice looking truck. Yeah, it's a typical looking truck, and I think what makes CyberTruck a little different is it's not your normal looking truck, but it offers all the same utility as a normal truck. So.
And how much? Do you know how much is the CyberTruck?
So there's 3 different models, right? You have your 39,000 model, and that's just going to get you it's going to get you 250 miles of range. It's going to get you about 7,500 in towing, and then it's going to get you a 0 to 60 close to about 5 seconds, which is not bad. Like 5.5 seconds, 0 to 60, which is still pretty fast.
You ain't never lied.
All that for 39,000, and then you get all the utilities as far as the autopilot. Of course, you're gonna get your 17-inch screen. This one has a 15-inch screen that we're currently looking at in the Model 3. So you'll get your 17-inch screen, which is 2 inches wider or 2 inches bigger, and then you're gonna have that same minimalist interior like the Model 3 that I like. See, that's what I like about the Model 3 compared to the S and X. I wanted to get an S. I was going to get me a used S, but then there's something about the interior of the 3 that I like a little bit better. It looks a little bit more clean to me.
You mean like there's not a lot of things in here?
It's just one screen, and plus for some reason I don't like the vertical screen anymore.
Yeah, I don't like
the horizontal screen has grown on me.
Mm-hmm. So if you guys don't know, the screen in Tesla in the Model 3 is like a wider view. The screen in the Model S's is a longer view like this. So he's saying that he likes that wider view way better. I prefer the wider view too. I don't like the vertical. Yeah. I honestly don't even like it because in those Model S's or whatnot, like it's like in the car per se, the screen.
Yeah.
This here is more a little detached, like, so
it sticks out a little bit.
Right. So that's what I prefer about it.
Yeah, the other one seems like it's embedded into the console, the center console. So yeah, I get what you're saying. Also, we was talking about just the base model, right? Mm-hmm. So imagine getting everything that you get in a Model 3, but now you're getting in a larger platform, right? So a 6-seater instead of a 5-seater. You're gonna have a higher ride height, and from my estimation, it's going to be a little bit safer. So Model 3 is the safest car ever created, correct?
Right.
that they ever tested. But imagine having a taller ride height, a taller car. From my experience, I've seen plenty of crashes. And like all of the crashes that I've seen, it's always the truck wins over a normal car, right? It's something about that higher ride height, and then a lot of the trucks are built on a steel frame, right? It's that frame that they sit on that makes it more rigid and more sturdy. But the Tesla car is a steel frame all the way around. So not only is it just sitting on the steel frame, which I don't think the Tesla CyberTruck is sitting on the steel frame, but the whole thing is stainless steel itself. So when you watch them introducing the CyberTruck, they're hitting it with sledgehammers, and it's not hitting the car at all. So imagine getting into an accident with that. It's kind of sad to say, but I feel bad for the other car that you hit that's not a CyberTruck.
It's gonna completely rip it apart.
It's gonna be kind of bad. So, but I'm thinking about it for the safety of my family. Whoever's with me in that car, or if my wife's driving the car, I feel 100% confident that
safe.
They're pretty much good to go. Of course, they talked about the transparent metal glass, or just basically hard glass.
They didn't have that ready for when they did the live stream of the Tesla's truck. That they broke it, right?
They didn't break it, but it cracked. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people talked about that, but from my perspective, if you throw a regular ball in some glass like that, it's going to smooth through it.
Clear through.
Like butter.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
True.
So imagine still having that type of strong enough glass to stop that from cracking. I think, from my perspective, I don't know for sure, I've seen them throw all types of things at it later that day. The following day, they showed several videos of them hitting it with the actual kitchen sink and throwing things at it. I just think over time, they threw so much at it that at that one time at the live event, it happened to crack.
It got weak.
Yeah. But even if that, I was thinking, like, imagine if there's a bad crash and you don't have your seatbelt on and you're in the inside of the car.
You're not getting projected.
You're not getting projected, but
you breaking everything in your body.
That's gonna be a nasty from the inside. You know what I mean? So
you probably gonna die.
Yeah, ain't no problem in that.
Yeah, your head smashed up against that glass, so.
Yeah. So I don't know. So being projected from a car, most likely, if you're not wearing your seatbelt, being projected from the car, most likely it's gonna be a bad accident regardless.
Right.
But with that, I've had a friend get projected and live. And his car got crashed, and the car was smashed so bad that had he been in the car, he would have been bad. So I don't know how to feel about the glass yet. I said all that to say I don't know how to feel about the glass.
I didn't think about that one. I mean, it's definitely a different perspective.
Yeah.
To think about that.
Yeah.
But
as long as you wear your seatbelt, you should be fine.
I was just about to say, but I mean, the Cybertruck is going to be so strong and made of steel, you wouldn't want to get projected.
No.
And just my thoughts, like. But I guess I could see where it might. That's a fine line right there. You know, it's definitely something to think about.
Something to think about.
How long have you been looking at Teslas?
And to be honest, I've been looking at it since they dropped the Model S, the first one, with the nose cone on it.
Ooh, yeah. So that's a long time ago.
Yeah, but at that time I didn't view money the same, so I'm like, there's no way I'm paying $80,000 for a car. And that was me thinking on a normal 9-to-5 income.
Right.
As an educator, I was a teacher at the time when it came out. I was like, there's no way I can afford this on a teacher's income. But that's before I knew how to create multiple streams of income. So now that I'm at this point, I see it a little differently. So recently, when I first came back from Hawaii, I was thinking about getting a Model X.
Right.
But the only thing that kept me from getting the Model X is, like you said, I didn't like the interior as much. And I don't like the way the Model X looks on the outside. I know that, I mean, to me, that's a big thing. I like the way the car looked.
Right.
But I didn't like the way the Model X looks on the outside. It reminds me of a van. And I didn't want to drive a minivan at this time. But I do like some of the utility. I like walking up to the door and being able to just hop in the car. I like how if I want to put my son in the back seat, I don't have to bend over and move and contort as much to put him in the car seat. I can just walk up and actually just put him in the car seat without any issues. So simple things like that I do. I like some of the utility in the Model X. And then, funny thing about the Model 3, I had just moved to Hawaii. I was there for maybe 2 weeks. And then I'm watching a live preview for the Model 3, and they're asking you to drop your down payment. And I was so sick because I had just pretty much spent most of my money getting to Hawaii. I'm like, at this point, I can't order this Model 3.
Right.
So I'm in Hawaii, and I'm seeing the first couple models drive past, and I'm sick because I'm like, this is the one I've been waiting for. This is the affordable one that makes more sense to me financially. So then it get down to the time when you ordered yours, so I'm like, okay, we have our elite fleet, so now let me look into adding more cars to our elite fleet. Are we going to order a Model 3, or are we going to wait for the Model Y?
Right.
So I looked at the Model Y, and I'm thinking, all right, the Model Y might be the one. It's a little bit more space than the Model 3. I can put my whole family in it, because now I'm thinking, like, what if we got multiple kids?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I can do multiple kids. I can do it, but it wouldn't be ideal.
It'd be tight.
Yeah, it wouldn't be ideal.
Right.
So I'm like, all right, maybe the Model Y. So then they was like, hey, we got this truck gonna come out. So I was looking, to be honest, I was looking between that Dodge Ram.
Mm-hmm.
The Dodge Ram is gonna give me the screen like the Tesla in it. It's gonna give me the utility of the truck, so I can seat 5 or 6 depending on what truck I'm getting. And then you have the bed to put whatever you want in the bed. So now I can put a stroller, I can put whatever.
I'm gonna put a bed in mine.
The actual bed.
The actual bed.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, I plan to lay down in the back of mine.
I don't see why you couldn't.
I mean,
you got the whole vault. You got plenty of space, which is interesting. We'll get into that about what their bed, how their bed looks a little bit different, how it's going to offer a little bit of space, more space.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. And then when the truck came out, I said this is a no-brainer. And then they only wanted $100 to pre-order. So normally it was at first it used to be $1,000, but then they upped it to $2,500, I believe. And I'm like, I can give you $2,500, but I can do a lot with $2,500 within 2 years.
Yeah,
you know
right.
I mean? $100 don't even think about it. I can spend that at anywhere in a day.
Mm-hmm.
But $2,500, I'm like, I can do a lot. But invest $2,500 in multiple different ways.
Right.
In 2 years, and then I could probably get the money back for the car to pay for it off of that $2,500 in 2 years. But $100 is nothing, right? So I woke up. I think I woke up 20 minutes into the interview. I mean, into the preview or the review or that release, because my son woke me up, and thankfully he woke me up at the right time. So I woke up just in time for them to introduce some of the things as far as the glass. I got to the part. I woke up around the part when they was dropping the glass from the height, and then they actually start to throw the ball at the glass. And then he was like, "Oh, you can go ahead and pre-order now." So I'm like, "Oh, let me go check it out real quick." He said $100. Boom, Apple paid that thing in no time.
Without a doubt.
And that's when I called you. I'm like, I sent you the text message like, you need to pre-order this joint now. And at first you was a little hesitant. You was like, "Nah, I don't know." But then the next day he was like, "Nah, I'm gonna pull this trigger. I'm gonna go ahead and get this joint."
I had to get it. I'll tell you though, I was sitting there thinking, man, because the way Tesla operates, just like this Model 3, for instance, you know, you get it and then 2 months later they've done something different. Like if you buy the Model 3 now, you get this, and this. So I'm like, maybe, you know, because they can't force you to get the car. So I'm thinking like it's on reserve. I might hold off for a couple months. Before I actually tell them to deliver it. That's just a thought, because I want some of the extra perks, man, that they be coming out with. And I just feel like as more drivers hit the road with it, they're gonna come up with some new features that'll be added in to the truck. So that's just something I'm gonna be watching out for. You know, I'm always trying to make sure I find the best hustles out there. So that's a thing to keep the eye out on when you're purchasing your Teslas. Literally, what is it, the 2018 models, they come with unlimited supercharging? Is it 2018 below?
I think anything under 2018, you get the You don't have to worry about paying for the service. The $10 service for the internet.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, I think anything before 2018, you don't have to pay for the $10 subscription service they're gonna have for the internet. Last time I checked the S and X, they're still offering free SuperCharging.
No matter the year?
If you purchase it now from them now, you get free SuperCharging.
Dang. Does that include used too, or?
I don't know about used, but how about this? I know there's certain models that you can get that you go on a used website, and there's certain models that you can get for sure that gives you free SuperCharging. But when I was looking at the used ones, that's one of the things that I wanted before I purchased. I needed free SuperCharging if I was going to purchase it.
Yeah, if I could go back now, I would definitely get one with free SuperCharging because it starts to add up.
Yeah.
If you're driving a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it goes so quickly, right? Because literally, you're just going to the station, plugging it up, and it's not like, the gas meter where you're watching your gas hand, like, and don't get me wrong, it's not a lot. So, when I go to charge up from empty at a supercharging station, I'm paying like $9, $10.
Yeah.
I think the most I paid was $12.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's not a lot, but I be doing the Uber and Lyft sometimes, so $12 can come back to back like this.
Yeah.
So that's one thing that if I could go back, I would try to get some free supercharging.
True.
And I would always charge up at the supercharging station. Just because it's so fast. And I mean, you can charge up at home. If you do charge up at home, you have to get an electrician to come out and install a 240 volt outlet in your garage, and that outlet is the same outlet that they use for dryers in your house. It's gonna cost you around $300 for the electrician to come out. If somebody's trying to make you pay more than $300, I will call a new electrician. But you get that installed, and then there's a regular cord that you can get from Tesla, or they have a like a supercharging station type thing that you could put inside your house. It costs a little more. I don't think you need it, but they have tax breaks if you do get it. Another thing that I did do was I put solar panels on my house so I could get free electricity. Pretty much to light my house and power my Tesla. So with the solar panels, I do have a battery pack installed on my house, and it's just like a generator per se. So as the electricity comes in, the battery pack will hold it in case of a emergency or something like that. I lose electricity, that battery pack will kick in. All of the extra energy that the battery pack can't hold, it goes back to BGE, and I mean Pepco, and they hold it there. And if I have so much more than what I've used, Pepco will literally send me money back. So that's a cool thing about solar panels. And the other cool thing about those is that they have something called an ASRAC rate, and you actually, it's like a imaginary token, and every time you get 1,000 kilowatts, you actually get to put this on the electricity market and resell it. So that's another cool thing about charging a Tesla. This is just, once you got into the electricity thing, you're gonna try to figure out ways to save.
Yeah.
But I definitely would have gone with the unlimited supercharging.
So what I'm waiting on is the next version of the Tesla wall, which is basically their battery packs to store the energy. And then that's when I'm gonna get into solar, because I definitely want to get into it, and hopefully by that time they'll be able to, the solar power will be a little bit more efficient, so they can be able to draw more energy from the sun. I think as the years go on, the technology will get better for sure, and then I think it'll be more beneficial for me at that time.
All right, so I know it's gonna be your first time like owning a Tesla. I know you've driven this, and you've
driven all of them.
You've driven all. Oh yeah, I forgot. You've gotten behind all of the wheels.
Yeah. And I like, for some reason, the Model 3 feels the most zippiest.
It gets up.
Like, even though, all right, so we have, in this one, you have the rear wheel drive version. And this goes, right? And I haven't driven the performance version of this one, but I've driven the performance version of the S and the X. And the X still, for some, even though they say it's faster, this one still feels a little bit more zippier than that X.
Probably because it's heavier.
I know.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, and then this has a different motor as well. They say that in the new S and X, they put the motor from the rear in the front, and then they got the old motors in the back. That's why they're able to get longer range on the S and X now. So I'm thinking, I don't know, but maybe the CyberTruck will have these motors in it. If you get, I pre-ordered the dual motor one, and you ordered the tri-motor one. So imagine 3 of these or 4 of these, well, 3 or 2 of these motors in there, maybe a little bit larger. If it has the zippiness of this one, it's going to be an excellent car.
Oh yeah. Now, when he says motors, guys, don't think of it like the regular like car motor. There's just like little motor. Yeah. There's no engine. There's just like a little motor in between the wheels that spins it. And the beauty about that, you know, by not having your engine, there's no liquids in the cars. So the maintenance, this is the biggest thing, is the maintenance for the car is slim to none.
New tires.
Yeah, so that's the only thing that I've done so far is tires and a cracked windshield from a rock. But there's no liquids that flow. There's no gas. There's no oil.
You got to buy new belts and things like that.
Yeah, all of that stuff is just non-existent. So, you know, the things that you go to the car dealership and you don't know what the hell the car mechanic is talking about timing belts and all this extra, like, none of that stuff is involved in this car, so you don't really have to worry about that. And that's like that's another one of my favorite things about Teslas, period. No matter the model. You know,
one thing that kind of tripped me out the other day, you came over for Christmas, right? And I was taking the trash out, and I'm used to hearing the car start to go. And I just remember we talking, and then you just got in the car and it just took off, and it blew my mind because I'm used to hearing the car start up. I'm used to hearing that process, right? And all I heard was, I'm like, yo, what happened? You know what I mean? But I'm so used to hearing a regular car start that you forget about when we get in this thing, we just get in and literally put it in drive. Like,
and go.
There is no starting ignition, there's no turning it over. You just literally get in, put it in drive. Because by the time you get to the door, the radio and everything turns on, the heat. Or if you want to get to it ahead of time, you want to turn the heat on. Say we in the house chilling, or you're about to go to work, you want the car to be warm, you just push it on the app. By the time you get in, you just get in and drive, and you going.
You ain't never lied. It's a beautiful thing, man.
Yeah.
And I be having it warm and ready to go before I even get into the car. With the app that comes on the phone when you use the Tesla. I mean, you pretty much have the entire car on your phone, no matter where you're at in the world. And that's pretty dope.
I think at one point we're gonna be completely keyless.
Oh yeah. Like,
imagine having a digital, you know how we got the wallet when you put your card on there? Imagine having your ID up there. Like if Maryland and Virginia, DC figure out a way to get your ID on your wallet, then I would need to take I would need a wallet or keys or anything. Because everything I need would be on my phone. And as long as I have some charge, I'm good. I mean, you might have to find a way to hide a physical key for your house. But other than that, you wouldn't need a key.
Well, you know, I don't have no key for my house.
Exactly.
Yeah, I haven't had a key in my house for years.
But imagine not having a wallet at all. Nothing. Hey. Everything's right here.
Look, I lose my wallet at least every other week. I don't even know where my wallet is, bro. Like, I literally use all of my money right here with Apple Cash. It has my credit cards. I took a picture of my ID. So I figure if I get pulled over or something,
they can always look up the number.
You know, here's the picture. And I really get pissed off when I go to stores and they don't have Apple Pay. Like, what are you doing?
You're slowing down time.
Yeah, because when I went over to Tokyo, man, everything I mean, they're so efficient.
Yeah.
You can't not have Apple Pay out there. Like,
Yeah.
they don't have time to fool around with you.
You just boop, keep it going, boop.
And everything's rolling. So I agree with you. It's actually coming sooner than you think.
Yeah.
I know you're thinking about it. I'm already one of the people that I don't use a wallet.
Yeah.
And
But you've been there. You've been to Tokyo.
Yeah. Tokyo, they don't play.
Yeah.
Like they're actually where you're talking about right
Yeah.
now. Even, I mean, buses, metro, everything, you gotta use your watch because there's so many people you gotta keep moving.
So when we go out there in July, we're gonna have to show them.
Oh yeah. We're going back to Tokyo for the Olympics.
Yeah.
So I'll be a little more, hands-on and showing you exactly how things operate out there. So I do have a question for you. When you get your Tesla truck, where's the first place you're driving to?
Well, assuming I get mine first, you go be assuming I get mine first, you go be here. We going somewhere. How about this? We gonna let that thing drive itself.
I ain't mad at that one, you know what I'm saying?
Because I ordered full self-driving on this one.
Woo!
The reason why I pre-ordered it, because I'm thinking it's $7,000, and I'm thinking by the time that drop, it's gonna go up. So let me lock in my price now. You know what I mean? So when I got the dual motor one, I got the mid-tier one. That's gonna get you 0 to 60 in 4.5 seconds. So technically, that's a second faster than this one. And this one already feels super fast. So imagine a huge car like that moving a second faster. And then it's 10,000 miles of towing. I mean, 10,000 pounds of towing. And then it's gonna give you 300 plus miles. So basically, this version,
bigger,
but bigger, 6-seater. And another thing is, I don't know if much people are talking about this, but this is one of the rumors that I've heard, that you're gonna have a trunk in the bed. So if that makes sense, I've seen, the first time I seen it, the first time I ever wanted a truck when I moved to Hawaii. Everyone has trucks in Hawaii, right? And I saw the utility of it because we just go, you know what I mean? Like if you want to go to the beach, you put all your stuff in the back, you'll be able to pop it out. You got all your kids, you get everything, you put everything you need in the truck. So everyone has trucks in Hawaii, right? That or SUVs, large SUVs, right? But then I seen the Honda Pilot. Well, not the Pilot. It's a Honda. The Honda has a truck. And when you open the truck, the back flips out multiple ways. The actual lift gate flips out multiple ways, right? You can flip it the long way. You can flip it the actual normal way when it goes horizontally down. But then in the bed, they have a trunk. So on the floor, you can lift it up, and you got a normal trunk the size of a normal car. And you can lock it, put whatever. So like if you want a cooler, you can put your cooler down there. Anything that you don't want to move on the bed, you can throw it in the trunk. Lock that, and then you put all of your stuff that you don't mind moving on the top of it. And they say the Tesla's supposed to have that as well. So imagine the amount of storage you have, right? So anything like, say, groceries, I could put the groceries in the front trunk because there's no engine. Imagine a big old car like that. You can put whatever you want in the front. Not whatever you want, but you could put your normal groceries in the front. Now imagine I have my camera gear that I don't want moving around. I throw that in the trunk in the bed. And then imagine like my big light stands. I just throw that in the back. And now you got the adjustable things where you can put, like, I don't want it rolling around. So now I can just put like partitions in the middle and then keep it from rolling around. And then the way the lift gate folds down, it's easy access. So I can get into whatever I need quickly. Ooh. And then with the Vault, I lock it all up. So now you got like your things that you want to be really secure, you just put in the trunk of your bed. Now it's gonna take someone 3 or 4 different levels of barriers to get to whatever you need. So that type of utility you can't beat for a minimum of $40,000, right?
You can't. And the beauty is, a lot of people, when they purchase vehicles, they're purchasing it for pleasure, to literally, like, for this emotion, right? But I think me and you, we're purchasing the vehicle. Don't get me wrong, we have the emotion of Tesla. Like, I'm not saying that, but just like this Model 3 that I have, like, we purchased the vehicles always thinking about business.
Yeah.
so when I seen the cost of the Tesla, my mind immediately went to, well, how can it make me money? You know, and by you saying all of that right there, you know, how you're going to use your equipment to store it in the Tesla. Like, the Tesla is making him money by easily transporting. So, you know, whereas his other vehicle might have cost him X, Y, and Z, and he couldn't transport his equipment, losing money. Now the truck opens up the floodgates, and you could probably do more jobs, honestly, because you can put more equipment onto the truck. So that's definitely something huge. I love the bed of the truck, and that actually was leading into my next question. What would you store in the back of your bed? But as he said, I mean, hell,
whatever I want at this point.
And I really think that because I seen on YouTube how they're already building canopies to cover that bed. Although it's like a motorized, you know how it has that slope. They're building canopies to make it like a full vehicle that you can utilize that back even more.
Yeah, I saw some of those things.
So I was looking into that, and I'm really I'm debating I might do something different when I get the truck, like make a road trip. If it's self-driving, and just sleep out of the truck.
I think we should do that. I think we should take both our trucks out and go camping. Because I feel like if you put a bed, an actual bed, in a 6-foot bed, that's enough space.
Oh yeah, and I mean, you know, it's gonna come to like back here where the back can fold down. So I'm almost certain like that back road's gonna fold down to where you can actually go inside the vehicle. And I mean, it's gonna have YouTube and Netflix and everything right there.
Everything we need,
So
we should definitely do that. Let's plan a camping trip. That'd be fun.
I like that, man.
And
so
then, we record it for sure. We're
gonna do a camping trip. I actually got into these Tesla groups on Facebook. I don't know if you know, but yeah, I got into the local groups, and I've been talking. They've been having large meetups. They took a photo in DC. It was like 80 Teslas out there.
When I was in Hawaii, they had a parade.
It
was cool.
So I've been talking to them. We're gonna get some things going more in Tesla. So you guys stay tuned if you're in the Washington D.C. area listening to this. We're literally going to start doing a lot more things Tesla related.
So, but there's one thing, right, that we didn't talk about yet, is I can't wait to brand it, right? So you know how on yours we were only able to put the magnet on certain panels, right? Because they were more steel than other, right? But imagine with the new one, it's gonna be steel all the way around.
Whole thing steel.
And then it's gonna be such a unique car on the road. Like these Model 3s, they don't stand out anymore, right? Because
everybody got them.
Everybody has them, and they look like a normal car, right? But imagine the amount of attention that it's gonna get on this truck. But now you put your branding on it. And now with our magnets, we can put it anywhere.
Just slap that thing on.
No matter what, right? We put it on the whole front hood. We can get a huge magnet and put it on the front hood. Now you're gonna have to see. That's free marketing. You gotta see me.
You got to.
Well, not free marketing because we paid for it, but that's marketing. You know what I mean? So I can't wait to put our brand on that and then just go.
Yeah, you know, we're always branding over here. You know, as you can see, he has his shirt on for his photography. You know, I'm Nike down all the time, so you guys are always gonna see me with the Nike, and we're gonna have a Nike photo shoot coming up soon, so make sure you guys look out for that. Is there anything else, like, what is it, or what is your favorite thing about Tesla? Or what is something that you want to leave for the people about Tesla?
The coolest thing about Tesla is, I would say, the technology portion, right? Normal cars are cars, right? Cars get you from point A to point B, right? But this one takes a little bit of the stress of driving off of your mind, right? It's almost like having a chauffeur at this point, right? Because it's getting to the point where we've seen what the full self-drive is going to look like, right? We've seen like a model of how it stops at stop signs. Like right now, it shows you the visualization of how the stop signs are going to show up, the lights. So imagine by the time we get ours, it should be full self-driving, should be capable, right? So imagine if you have a job that you need to get to, or say I got a photo shoot I need to get to, right? I don't have to worry about getting there no more. I don't have to worry about driving. I'm thinking about, all right, what I'm gonna do when I'm getting there, I'm gonna set it up this way. What is the lighting gonna be like? I'm thinking about other stuff, right? Or other things in my business. Or for example, I'm driving and my son, something going on in the backseat that I need to take care of. I don't mind taking my eyes off the road for a second or two to take care of that. Right. Because the car is going to take care of everything else for me. So those little things, like the safety aspects and the technology involved, it allows me to be more safe. I think that's priceless, right? You ain't never lied. I mean, you know I utilize the self-driving all the time. For sure. I actually do work while the car's driving. Especially when it's on the highway, I always have my laptop with me. I'm knocking out work while I'm driving, killing two birds with one stone. Allows you to multitask, for sure. I'm definitely feeling you on that. I know me, what I have liked the most about this is the convenience. I don't look for keys. Yeah. You know, literally when I'm thinking about leaving, I can open the app and get the car right to the temperature. Like I honestly don't even look to put jackets on or anything because I'm not in the cold. I'm not outside long enough to be cold. You know, so everything's just like the perfect temperature for me at all times. And the biggest thing that I like the most, and you did this for me when I went out of the country, is that you went to go pick up my car from the airport, and it's that right there that I can give you access to my car. I'm all the way in a whole different country, and I can give you access to go get my car. Yeah. You know, I don't have to, like, I know back in the day when I used to do this for people, like they had to take a picture and hide the key and all of this extra stuff, and we just don't have to do that anymore. Yeah. Literally, the app will tell you exactly where the car's at, and then I can give you full functionality of the car without you don't even need the key, you don't need the app, you don't, just get in and drive. So imagine if you wanted to put your car on Turo, right? A lot of times with Turo, when I first came back from Hawaii, I had to use Turo for a couple of times until my car got shipped over here. And a lot of times they would say, all right, the car's gonna be here, the key's gonna be in the back rear wheel, on the back wheel. So like you're leaving it up for anyone. Like if someone is paying attention to your car, they know, oh, the key's right here, I can go take that joint or whatever, right? But now if you wanted, if you wanted to put your car on Turo. Mine's on Turo. Yeah. So imagine if you wanted someone to come pick it up, you can just give them access right then and there. Like, all right, call me when you get there and I'll give you access. And then you can set the time. All right, you can access for 24 hours. Make sure you have my car back at this point in 24 hours or you ain't gonna have access no more. So that just takes some of the stress out of it. And then they said they're gonna have the Tesla network, kind of like the Tesla Uber. Yep. Imagine once that happened, I mean, it makes sense. You can just give someone access. They can drive the car or the car drive itself and start picking up people for you and making you money while you're not using it. And if you guys don't know what Turo is, I'll make sure I put that in the notes too. Turo is an app that you can go and rent cars for extremely low price. And I mean, they have every car. You want a Lamborghini, you can go on Turo. Some local person, and it's just local people renting their cars out. So you can put your car on Turo as well. I have my Teslas, they're on Turo. You know, it's just rent a car. I did have 2 people wanted to rent my car, but it was over the holiday, New Year's, and they were younger, and I just wasn't feeling renting a car out during that holiday time. It's too much alcohol being involved. So, you know, you have that power on Turo to deny somebody or not. So I'll make sure that I add that into the show notes. And if you need help with setting up your Turo, go ahead, register on the link, and it'll send me a message that you're registered, and I'll be sure to contact you and help you out and make sure that you're posting your car the best so we can get the most drives. And we'll give you a shout out on our next show. We'll definitely give you a shout out. You know what I'm saying? We always gonna do that. Let's tell them about the 3 models real quick before we go on, because I don't think we clearly went over the 3 different. We didn't. It's more than 3, ain't it? Technically, if you put like self-driving in it, there's like 6 models. Yeah. But yeah, so you got the base one, which is $39,000. They say 39.9, but just say 39,000 or 40,000, whatever you want to use.
And this is for the CyberTruck, guys.
CyberTruck.
Yeah.
And I think I said 5 seconds. I think it's 6.5 seconds 0 to 60. And that's gonna give you 75,000 in towing. I think they all have 3,500 as far as hauling. The amount of stuff you can actually put in the bed of your truck,
right,
or carry in the bed. And then that's gonna give you 250 miles of range. The level up from that is gonna cost you another $10,000, and that's gonna get you 300 and plus miles of range. When they say 300 plus, I'm thinking it's gonna be like 350. I'm hoping. I'm just hoping. And then it's gonna give you 2 motors. So the base one only has 1 motor. This one's gonna give you 2 motors, one in the front, one in the back, I'm assuming. And it's gonna give you 10,000 pounds to basically put on your hitch or whatever, and then 3,500 to haul. And then it's going to give you a 0 to 60 at 4.5 seconds. And then the top tier one, and I think that's going to cost you 69,000, and that's going to get you 3 motors, 0 to 60 in 2.9 seconds, which is moving. 1,400 pounds to carry on your hitch, and then 3,500 to haul in your bed. 3 motors that's going to move. I've seen, so the ones that we've seen on the day of the reveal were the dual motor ones, and those things were moving down the road. And then I actually saw a little snapshot of, you know, Elon was driving it out throughout a couple of weeks afterwards, and I actually seen the amount of charge that he had on his. I don't know if that's gonna be the real numbers, but they had 610 miles.
Man,
so their roadster is supposed to have 610 miles. So imagine if you can get 610 miles of range on that.
That's crazy.
How many hours is that of driving? If you drive 60 miles an hour, it's 10 hours, right?
Yeah, easy.
So.
Yeah. I mean, we're getting about almost, yeah, we can clear about 8-9 hours driving Uber and Lyft with this.
Yeah.
With no problem.
But I'm thinking about like a
straight shot. Yeah, yeah.
So imagine being able to drive from DC to Atlanta on 1 shot, and then charging when you get there.
Yeah.
In a truck, taking your whole family. Well, I don't know if you can get that 610 while you're hauling things. But
add that extra weight. But it can't be that much.
It gives you a buffer though. You know what I mean? So it should be interesting. You ordered the tri-motor, right? And initially the reason why I didn't order the tri-motor is because they said they was gonna make that one last. They was gonna make the base and then the dual motor first. But down they recently switched it because they had more people order the tri-motor. So they're gonna do the tri-motor and the dual motor first. And I think I'm gonna be sick. Well, I think they give you an option later, but I'm gonna be sick if I can't get mine first, because I felt like I ordered mine. I felt like I ordered mine early. Like I had to been like top 100. You know what I mean? So, but if they give me an option and they say, hey, we're only making these tri-motors right now, do you want to upgrade? I'm like, yeah, I need mine now.
Definitely. All right, everyone. So you have been hearing about the Teslas, the Cybertruck, everything great about why you should get it and how you can utilize it. If you guys go to extremelyopinionated.com, we will have a link there that you can order your Tesla. And when you use the link to order a Tesla, you get perks. A lot of people order their Teslas without a link. And guys, when you do that, you're doing yourself an injustice. You're not taking advantage of the free miles that you're going to get.
1,000 miles of free supercharging.
1,000 miles worth of free supercharging when you use that link. And Elon's always adding new perks. So, you know, depending on when you see this episode and when you click on the link, there might be some extra stuff that's added. So as of right now, you do get the 1,000 miles. And when you use the link, you're going to get access to me and some of my great, amazing teaching techniques that I'm going to show you how to take your Tesla and earn income off of it. So make sure you guys check that out. Before we close out the episode, we want to go to our extreme tech or software section. we want to make sure that we're giving you information of tools that you can use as a hustler to make sure you're expanding your business, you're generating more profit, and you're getting shit done. Mickens, do you have any tech or any software that you would recommend for our hustlers out here?
Well, right now, my new thing is the new MacBook 16-inch. I do everything on my MacBook. At first, I had the 13-inch, but now with the 16-inch, I'm able to do more, multitask more on this one. As far as my professional programs, right? Final Cut, Photoshop, Lightroom, Logic. I can run multiple apps with the amount of RAM that I have on my computer and do multiple things, and it's fast. That thing moves. So my 13-inch, I had the 2017 version of a 13-inch, and it started to bottleneck with the amount of RAM that I had. Only 8 gigabytes of RAM, but now I got 32. So now I'm moving. I'm cutting through things. I'm multitasking. So it just makes me more efficient. I'm able to do multiple things at once, and then if I need a second screen, I got my iPad. If I want a third screen, I got my TV. I'm throwing screens everywhere and multitasking. So that's what I'm using.
So guys, I actually have a video that I'm working on, and I'll get that in the show notes once it's done. But I have a way that Mickens has come up with that's going to show you how to save hundreds of dollars.
Yeah, $800.
$800 on a MacBook Pro. We've got the hack laid out for you that's going to show you exactly what to do. So stay on the lookout for that as well. If you're interested in the MacBook Pro, one of my tech things that I want to leave you guys with is actually ClickFunnels. ClickFunnels is a tool that I use. It's a CRM that I can create an email list. I can sell my services, my software, and most of all, I can build a brand online. And I'm going to have a special code for you guys in the show notes at Extremely Opinionated that you can learn how to use ClickFunnels for just $100. And this will literally change your life. You can make millions of dollars using the internet, and ClickFunnels helps to do that.
Imagine waking up and seeing a check or money in your account. It's like as simple as that. Simple.
I sent him a message the other night. It was like 11 o'clock.
Yep. And
I had 2 purchases for over $1,000.
So, yeah.
And I just sent him a message that said, and the purchases were for my 2-hour intensive calls, business calls to get your business structured right. And I charge $1,000 for that. And that's $500 per hour. 4 hours, $2,000. And that's the things that we're going to be teaching you guys on how to value yourself differently and understand that when you have something, okay, and you're solving a problem, there's somebody out there who realizes that their problem needs to be solved right now, and they're willing to pay the price to get it resolved.
We want you to buy your CyberTruck in cash.
In cash. We don't pay or take out loans for cars. We pay for everything in cash. All right. And I'm glad you mentioned that. I'm going to do something on our site for the CyberTruck. I'm going to put a meter on there. That's our cash meter.
Yeah.
And I'm going to show you guys that we're literally, our whole mission, like we don't plan to pay for these cars with our money. We're going to do things that's just cash for the Tesla truck. So when you guys start to check the site out, you're going to be able to see our cash meter going up and up and up. And hopefully by this time next year, we'll have all the cash that we need to buy the truck full out.
Ain't no hopefully, we will.
With the ATV. I gotta have the ATV too.
We didn't mention that.
We didn't.
We gotta take that on our camping trip.
Yeah. We're gonna go into more Tesla. There's so much to talk about. This is just the first episode of Tesla, but we'll get into it more. Now, before we log off of here, do you have any motivation for our hustlers out here? Any words of encouragement to keep them going for 2020?
I think you have all the skills that you need. You just got to know how to utilize them, right? You already good enough to do whatever you want to do, right? You already good enough to make money. Like, you have a passion out there that you can turn into profit. And I think once we show you how to utilize your passion to make profit, it'll make more sense, right? You just got to turn your way of thinking around, right? You don't want to go to work and be capped on how much you make, right? Mm-hmm. So if you go to your normal 9 to 5, say you're making $35, $40 an hour, you don't want to be capped on how hard you work and only make that $45 an hour. So there's the benefit, right? If you want to go there and you don't want to work as hard for those first 4 hours of the day, you're still going to make your $45 an hour or $30 an hour, however much you make, right? But imagine being able to have a limited amount of revenue in that hour, right? So imagine you go to work for yourself, like you said, you're charging $500 an hour. Imagine being able to go to work and make $500 an hour for 4 hours, and you're done.
Done.
And it's not even work now because you're doing it from home. You're doing what you like to do, right? So you already have the skill set. You're already enough, right? So we're going to show you how to turn that passion into revenue.
Absolutely. If you guys want more education on that, visit hustlethenet.com/2020vision, and you can get involved in what we have going on right now. It's tons of education going on to teach you how to hustle the correct way. No matter the niche, no matter what you're selling, we're going to show you how to flip that into a profit, and in turn that side hustle into your main hustle, so you can get yourself out of that job and start doing what you love to do each and every day.
And save money along the way, right?
You know it. So we're closing out this episode of Extremely Opinionated. And before we leave, is there any extreme view, any extreme point, anything that you want to leave, no matter how controversial it is? If you just want to leave something there for the people to talk over, now's the time to say it.
This is what I want people to do. In the comment section, right, underneath these show notes, I want you to leave a shocker, right? Just throw this sign, this emoji, put it in the comments. And this is what I want you to do. If you put this down there, I want you to join us for our camping trip on our CyberTruck. Right? So imagine 100 of us going out camping in our CyberTrucks, right? Solar powered, because they said they're doing the solar power vault, right? So we go out, we go camping, we'll be able to charge, you know what I mean, on our vault, right? Mm-hmm. And we're gonna have a power source in our trunk, so if we want to hook up our TVs or whatever, when we go camping, we're gonna be able to hook it up in the back of our truck. So 100 of us, we go out, we got our ATVs, we four-wheeler,
oh yeah,
we camping, we got our beds, we got everything we need. I want it to be big. I think it's gonna be live, right? We're going to set up a date, so just throw me a shocker in there if you're down for that.
Hey, man, make sure y'all leave that in there. Look.
We got to go somewhere dope, though. We can't go to no regular camping trip. We got to go.
Like Colorado or something, man. Up in the mountains.
Let's go somewhere, somewhere
different. Well,
I want to do it on the beach, though. Like,
yeah,
we talk about
Hawaii.
It. Once you do that down there, let me know where you want to go. We can go to the beach. We can go to the mountains.
As you guys can see, black people aren't used to camping, so we really don't know. Like, this is all new to us. He talking about beach, I'm talking about a mountain. We ain't never been camping, so.
I've been camping.
We don't really know nothing about camping. You know what I'm saying? That's why we want to go in the truck, because we ain't about to be laying out there messing with the bears and stuff. Like, we play camping.
Yeah. So. If you want to go real camping, let us know so we can help us out.
I know what's going on, so make sure y'all put that down in there and help us out, man.
My idea of camping is I'm spending the night outside. That's camping. I'm down in the house.
He in the truck talking about camping. Alright, my bad, guys, man. I hope y'all checked it out. Oh, that is one extreme opinion for you. Look, I want to leave you guys with this. I've been asking a ton of people this. And this might cause some controversy. But I want to know, do you guys believe that the education system that we're in are dumbing our children down? Because I do. I believe that the education system are labeling our children and not allowing them to grow. So just think back when you were in school. That kid that couldn't read perfectly, that couldn't add the way that the class, at the speed that the class was learning to add, they got labeled as learning disability, moved to the side because they weren't keeping up with the pace of the other children. But what I want to say is all of the other children were getting taught how to do what 97% of the world are doing. When that one child who might have looked different, might have been struggling to learn the system that everyone else is learning, he actually is the special one in the room. He should have never been labeled with a learning disability. Instead, someone should have been looking at his creativity, because he's the one who understands that he can't learn the way that everyone else in the world is being educated. So my view is to literally look at what your children are doing. Look at what they're learning in school and allow them to step outside of the box. We're literally in a generation that you can take video games and make millions of dollars. You could take your iPad. I mean, kids are literally just recording videos and becoming millionaires. So do not block the education, the creativity from your child or from you. You are just as powerful, and you can literally use your mind to create in abundance. So that's my extreme opinion, guys. I want to thank each and every one of you for tuning into this episode. Don't forget to visit extremelyopinionated.com for all of the show notes, for all of the links to all of the tech that we went over, as well as to order your CyberTruck today. That's all that I have. We will be tuning in or coming with another episode next Monday. So tune in. Make sure you like. Make sure you put the comment in the section for our camping trip. And most importantly, share this episode with someone else that you know who needs to hear it. But I look forward to talking to you. And that's all that we have. Over and out.
Davis making money flips. Never counted for a photo cause it ain't mine. If it's money that we talking, hit my main line. If it fishy, you gon' headline on Dateline. Pop a pussy with a pussy, turn on nighttime. Niggas left me in the cold, but I carry that low. Niggas turn they back, but I got right back. Ain't talking no shit, just speaking no facts. No niggas don't listen, these hoes won't rap. Let me borrow a couple $, bro, I'ma pay you back. On my daddy, on my mama, on my dick, dog back. These are lies I've been told, I ain't seen shit, yeah. I was listening to my granny, never fuck up a check. She must be extremely opinionated. They hate to see you win, they hate to see you made it. Give a fuck about opinion, getting to the paper. Make a flip, take a trip, pop shit later. I'ma always choose the money, gotta choose it first. Don't worry about who last, you can come first. This the motto, this the code that we live by. Never quit, this is shit that I could die by. Grind, get it. Grind, get it. Grind, get it.